Here's a number that should make you curious. In the first 6 months of this year, about 45,000 families moved out of a conventional mortgage and into an FHA loan. And nearly 1 out of every 4 of those loans was done by the biggest lender in America. Why would the biggest lender in the country be moving people away from conventional loans? Stick around because the answer affects your wallet. I am Ron Siegel, certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. So let's talk about what's going on here, because there is a real strategy buried inside this trend. And there's also some marketing spin you need to see through. First, who are these 45,000 families? The average credit score on these loans is about 660. These are folks who bought or refinanced in 2022, 2023, 2024, when rates were in the 7s. And here's the part most people never hear. On a conventional loan, your credit score does not just affect your approval. It affects your price. A borrower with a 660 score pays what the industry calls loan level price adjustments. Think of it as a penalty box. The penalty can push their real conventional rate 0.5% or more above what you see advertised. FHA does not price that way. FHA does not care nearly as much about your score. So for a family with a score under 700, an FHA loan can carry a rate that is close to 1 full point lower than the conventional loan they are sitting in. Now, before you grab the phone, here's where I have to be your certified liability advisor and not a commercial. FHA loans come with mortgage insurance. There's an upfront premium and a monthly premium. So that full point of rate improvement, after mortgage insurance, the real savings is smaller than the headline. Anyone who only quotes you the rate is only telling you half the story. Say it with me. Strategy beats rate always. The best rate on the wrong product can cost you thousands, and the right restructure at a decent rate can save you thousands. Let me show you what I mean. You've probably heard the pitch, refinance and miss 2 mortgage payments. Is that true? Sort of. Here's the honest version. Mortgages are paid in arrears, meaning you pay for last month. When we structure a refinance correctly, you close near the end of a month, and your first payment on the new loan is not due until the first of the second month after closing. So there can be 2 months where no mortgage payment comes out of your checking account. Now, full disclosure, you're not skipping anything for free. Interest still accrues, and it gets rolled into the new loan. This is a deferral, not a gift. But here's what nobody tells you. Used correctly, that deferral is a cash flow tool, and there's a second piece. When your old loan pays off, your old escrow account, the money set aside for taxes and insurance, gets refunded to you. Federal law says the servicer has to send it within about 20 business days. Yes, we set up a new escrow account on the new loan, but that check still lands in your mailbox. So what does this mean for you? Let's run a hypothetical family. Call them the Johnsons, not real clients, but I meet a version of them every single week. The Johnsons have a $750,000 mortgage at 7.5% from 2023. Credit scores in the 660s. Their principal and interest payment is roughly $5,200 a month. But that's not their whole picture. They're also carrying about $45,000 in credit cards at 24% and a car loan around $35,000. Added up, and they're sending close to $7,100 out the door every month. Their household blended interest rate, the average rate across everything they owe, is about 8.5%. Nobody ever showed them that number. Now watch what a strategic restructure can do. We move them into the right loan, and because of how FHA prices credit scores, their mortgage rate improves by roughly 1 point. We consolidate the high-cost debt into the plan. 2 mortgage payments deferred. That's over $10,000 that stays in their checking account. Escrow refund. Call it another $4,000 or $5,000. That's roughly $15,000 of cash flow inside the first 60 days. And we aim every dime of it at the most expensive debt they have. And we find that rsrlinks.com/DDD. rsrlinks.com/DDD. When the dust settles, the Johnsons' total monthly outflow drops by somewhere around $1,400 a month. Their blended rate falls from about 6.5%, from 8.5% down to around 7%. The blended rate falls from 8.5% down to around 7%. Same house, same income, different strategy. Now, let me be equally clear about the caution. Numbers like these are a hypothetical example, not a quote. Not every family gets this outcome. Not every family qualifies. And if you stretch credit card debt over 30 years with no payoff plan, you did not solve the problem, you just repainted it. Every restructure we design comes with a debt done date. An actual date your debt is gone. rsrlinks.com/DDD. That's the difference between a refinance and a strategy. And one more thing. The biggest lender in America is calling its own customers with this pitch right now. If that's you, get a second set of eyes before you sign. The question is never can you qualify. The question is whether it is suitable for your family. Eligibility is easy. Suitability is what we do. If your credit score is under 700, or you're carrying a mortgage from 2022, 2023, 2024, or the credit cards are creeping up, here's the next step. Go to rsrlinks.com/strategic refi. rsrlinks.com/strategic refi. We'll look at your whole picture, every balance, every rate, every payment, and show you what a restructure would actually do for your cash flow. No half stories, just math. I am Ron Siegel, your certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. That's Mortgage 101, brought to you by rsrloans.com, rsrloans.com. Free.